This is from abc.net.australia. Teen, child, not found criminally responsible over stabbing death at Scientology headquarters.
Scientology headquarters.
By Sarah Garathy, dated 22 November 2021 on a Monday. A man was fatally stabbed in the neck at the Church of Scientology, headquarters in Sydney. Apparently that's 126. A court has found a teenager,
not medicated teenager,
who stabbed a man to death at the Church of Scientology, headquarters in Sydney, is not criminally responsible because he was living with schizophrenia. Key points. Church member Xinjian Yi died after being stabbed in the neck during an altercation. That was a security guard. That's the part they're not telling anyone. The teenager had previously been found not fit to stand trial. Justice Hamet Danji ordered the teenager continue to be detained under the Mental Health Act. Just so you guys know, you can go look into this story. It's on public record. He was a Taiwanese child in Scientology whom his mother refused to give him medication that he needed. The Taiwanese national was 16 years old when he used a knife to stab 24-year-old Xinjian Yi in the neck during an altercation on the Church of Scientology driveway in Chatswood on January 3rd, 2019. I want to add in here, from all the accounts that I have read previously, what I understand is that this young boy's only time to be alone and to relax and to have his zen was his music. And his mother refused to give him his, I think it was his iPod player. I might be wrong on the iPod, but it was his little MP3, maybe the MP3, which Scientology later, it's on record, turned it around and tried to say he wanted his corn. Totally unfounded, by the way. Wouldn't you guys like to see the video on this? But I'm sure those came up missing as well. Police don't know how to get the video. He also wounded 30-year-old security guard Shannon Vaughn during the incident. Don't you guys wonder what they were arguing about? I do. The court heard that during the confrontation, the boy had been demanding to see a certain Scientology staff member. They're not telling the whole story here. I believe the Scientology staff member had his MP3 player. I believe. Screaming in Mandarin, "I'll give you 2 minutes to find him, otherwise I'll K everyone else here." You see how they don't put the whole entire story? The teenager had previously been found not fit to stand trial on the grounds of mental illness. Funny how they don't put the whole entire story in here. In a special Supreme Court hearing, Justice Hamet Danji found the acts the accused had been charged with were proven, but he was not criminally responsible because he would not have known what he was doing was wrong. The Supreme Court heard the confrontation happened a day after the teenager's mother had deleted data from his MP3 player. There you go. It was his music. That was all. This is all the kid had, you guys. It's all the kid had. And you guys all know he probably was working the hours that the children work in Scientology. Of course, that's not brought up as well. Because a Scientology staff member told her the boy had been reading a novel with pornographic and violent themes. There you go. You see? I have read numerous accounts that all this young boy wanted was his music. See how they turn it around? And it gets printed. Nobody vets anything. You guys know why. A 16-year-old was arrested and later charged with Merck. Where was Daddy-O? Where's Daddy-O? You know, Scientologists notoriously just give their kids up. Never mentioning that the mom had a lot to do with this as well. It's on record. After discovering the data had been deleted, the boy had assaulted his mother in a classroom at the church before being escorted home by staff members. And again, they're not saying why he did this. Clearly he was not in his right mind, but it was sparked by something. The teenager returned to the church the next day, demanding to see one of the staff members, who had promised to help him restore its music. There was no novel. You guys, there was no novel. No novel. Go look into it. But mass media prints all this stuff. CCTV images captured the boy pulling his t-shirt over the handle of a 14.6, because you know we need to have the measurements, long KNIFE in his pocket before he was stopped by Mr. Vaughn, an interpreter, and church member Chinyanye. Do you guys wonder if he just got audited? Because I do. Don't you guys wonder if he just got audited so that he could lift all of his stresses, right? Audited where they asked children if they have M'd or if they had S with an adult. Yeah. Or, my favorite yet, is if they have performed incestual relations with their family members. Isn't that wonderful? The court heard the footage showed the teenager swinging the... Heard the footage, you guys. All of a sudden they don't have a videotape? All of a sudden, nobody has a video. Nobody has this PC folder? Isn't that called withholding evidence? Swinging the KNIFE in an overarm style at Mr. Vaughn. Don't you guys wonder what initiated his anger? They're trying to say it was a corn novel, please. Please. Slashing his hand as he put his arms up in self-defense. Let's keep in mind all of these people that he's attacking, and I don't condone this. They were all preventing him from taking medication to stabilize his mood. After several swings, he then turned the KNIFE toward Chinyanye, who fell to the ground after he was blanked across the neck. They can get this in, though. They can't get the fact that the kid only wanted his music back. And notice, you ever notice that the kids never get interviewed mostly? They never interview them. Isn't that weird? As Chinyanye lay bleeding and unconscious on the driveway, the teenager again demanded to see the staff member who'd promised to help him restore the data. I always thought that media outlets or reporters were supposed to vet what they report. It's a question. The standoff continued until Popo arrived and told the teenager to drop the KNIFE. Now the Popo can intervene, right? And I can't blame them for everything, but I mean, come on. Where were they for this kid when he needed help? Where was anyone? He was arrested and later charged with murk and wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. The court heard 2 psychiatrists had assessed the accused as living with schizophrenia at the time of the crime, including disturbances in his thought, mood, and perception. Do you guys think auditing might make that worse? Do you guys think auditing might make anyone that's having delusion or phobias or hallucinations, could that make it more problematic, especially if they think they have thetans on them? Both experts, you know, the ones with no names, agreed that the accused lacked the capacity to know what he was doing was wrong and the judge concerned with their advice. After handing down his verdict, Justice Donji ordered that the teenager continue to be detained under the Mental Health Act. Isn't that great? Now he's detained. Now, I don't agree with what he did, obviously. I mean, it just shows you how many people failed this kid. And I will never condone that. But anyways, I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.